to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Insights by Janita with Janita Francis. Live from InsightsByJanita.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights by Janita
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Insights by Janita Francis, coming to you live on A1R Psychic Radio and also Moonstruck TV. So much has happened since we last spoke. Where do I even start? On Saturday morning of last week, which is your Friday night, I started to feel really odd. And it kind of, I don't know, it was hard for me to wrap my head around it. I work very much in the masculine, and mediumship and psychic abilities and all that sort of stuff is very much a divine feminine energy. It's a nurturing energy. And so I don't really associate myself with the divine feminine as much, because it just, I find it interferes with my ability to provide information. So when I was shifting, I actually recognized that there was this tiny little part of me that had been locked away. And I was doing the transformation show on my Facebook page, Insight by Janita, and I recognized that there was something in this. And the more I talked to the viewers and the more I sort of sounded it out and got that information out of me feeling and symbols and getting some information through and getting it out to via the throat chakra and being able to sound it out. You know how sometimes things just make more sense when you start talking about them and pulling them apart and dissecting them. And that's what I did. And pretty much from that point forward, things went downhill. Let me explain to you what downhill means. I developed the headache from the depths of hell in about less than 24 hours after I started sounding this out. I started getting some really excruciating pain in my left side of my body, my neck, my eye. It felt like I had a migraine, but only that sharp stabbing pain in behind my left eye. Right side was clear. There's nothing uncomfortable or painful about my right side at all. Now, we know that the left side is the past, so I'm like, okay, something from my past. What are we doing here? What are we processing? How does this feel? And the stabbing pain and the ability or the inability to be able to use my left arm without it being excruciating kind of said to me that I was hanging on to something that I'd locked away. So I dissected that a little bit more. And by Monday morning I had, I'm not going to say migraine, because a migraine is so debilitating, and this was coming in waves of discomfort, pain, physical pain. I actually rode my motorcycle to work on Monday, and the ride there was phenomenal, freezing. It was about 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, but I got there and everything was fine, and I worked the day, and I just started feeling genuinely unwell sort of just after lunch, and I thought, okay, I'll pack up at about 3 o'clock and I'll go home and I'll just have a sleep, and maybe this will pass. I know that it's a shift. I know I'm leveling up on a spiritual level. I know how this goes. I've been here. I've walked this path before. I'll just go home and have a little snooze. I actually didn't get out of work till 6:30. Sorry, I beg your pardon, 4:30. By the time I got home, it was about 20 to 6. And I literally had 2 things to eat, 2 bites of toast, and went straight to bed and stayed there. And it was a night of almost straight out of Hollywood movies. There was so much going on that I actually didn't feel like I was even on the planet. That's not unusual when mediums shift. We see crazy things at the best of times. So when we do a spiritual shift or leveling up on a spiritual level, we do tend to see some crazier stuff. That's nothing unusual. Went to work Tuesday. Probably not the smartest idea in the world. I was so tired. I was not on planet Earth. I just felt really woozy. There was nothing sick or unwell about me. I knew that it was a shift. I knew that there wasn't an underlying problem here. I knew that it wasn't a medical reason. I knew that I couldn't talk to a GP about it because they'd probably lock me up in the loony house. So I drove to work. I just decided not to ride my motorcycle just in case. Drove to work, and then as I was driving home, I actually had, the only way to describe it is like someone was trying to vacuum my soul out of my body. And it was going down the highway, 100 kilometres an hour, and feeling like at any moment I was just going to jump out of my body. And I know that's really hard to wrap your head around, but if you've astral travelled, or sometimes you feel like you're just not here, you're a bit of a space cadet, and that's what it felt like. I actually rang my husband because I was in two minds whether to vomit or whether to cry, because I just needed to ground, and both of those things were grounding. I just needed to make sure that I stayed in the car and I didn't astral travel. Now, I've been astral traveling at will for a very long time. I had a horrific childhood, so most of the trauma that happened when I was younger, I used to just astral travel and get the hell out of Dodge, and then I didn't have to put up with that traumatic stress and everything else that comes along with that sort of stuff. So I knew, and I was able to identify that this was what was going on. I was, my body was saying, okay, let's go. And I'm thinking, yeah, but this is in the middle of the day, and I'm driving down the highway, and it's a bad time to leave me, Lucille. So I spoke to my husband, and I explained that I wasn't going loony, and he'd seen me do some pretty weird stuff, and our house has done some pretty weird stuff. So he knew that I wasn't a candidate for the asylum. And he spoke to me and kept me talking the entire time, and it was really one of the most scary situations I've ever been in. I felt like that I was just going to pop off Earth. Now, I have done that during normal channeling, so it's not, I knew what it was. I was able to identify it, so that took the fear factor off. But the thing is, usually I say to Spirit, that's guys, poor timing, come back later, and that's what happened. They come back later, not this time. This time was very, very different. So Wednesday comes, I'm thinking, okay, I've had about 12 hours sleep overnight for Tuesday night. Slept, quite heavily on Monday night. Generally, when your body is at rest or sleeping, you're healing and you're working through whatever the shift is. So, to work through or to push through it, keep yourself going is one of the worst things you could possibly do. You just kind of have to suck it up and let things happen. So I went to work yesterday, and I knew I had a couple of little things I needed to finish off for end of month, and the pressure was off me, and I could go home and have a sleep. I got to about 10 o'clock, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've been here for 3 hours. It feels like I've been here for 30 hours. I can't keep going. I'm just going to call it a day and go home. And the same thing happened on my drive home again. It felt like I was fading in and out, like I was trying to be sucked out of Earth and go somewhere else or whatever's going on. It's difficult to explain if you haven't actually traveled before. So I got home, jumped in bed. I was in bed by about 12 o'clock and just slept all afternoon. Woke up, got in touch with my friends, let them know that I was okay and that I was still here. And I wasn't in a straitjacket or off to the mental asylum or anything like that. And then I just slept again. And my first reading this morning was at 5:30. And it was a beautiful lady over in the UK, and we do a lot of video conferencing. So I do a lot of video conferencing, which is, the internet has been an amazing tool for that whole reason. And halfway through, when how I always get my stones, I always get my crystals for the readings, and I actually picked up a stone for this lady, and it's a Shiva, which is I hold it up on the screen now. It's not the world's prettiest stone, to be honest. If you're on the radio, it kind of looks like a giant poop. It is poop colour. My particular one's got beige poop lines running through it and dark brown poop lines running through it. It's shaped like a poop too. It is not the prettiest. But what this stone is all about, and my first reading this morning, and that was my first reading I'd done for a couple of days because I just needed to have my hibernation sabbatical, my little, okay, guys, I'm ready to receive whatever this level up is, but can you just back off the appointments just for a little bit so I can get my head around it, so I can be more useful to people, so I can provide better and clearer information for the people I read for. And the universe shuffled everything around for me, and it was perfect, absolutely perfect. So this lady this morning is also balancing the masculine and the feminine energies. Now, the Shiva is all about balancing masculine and feminine energies. It's about embracing that you can have both. It's not about giving up your masculine energy or giving up your feminine energy. It means that you can embrace both and you can flip between the two. Now, as I was talking to this lady, it dawned on me, hang on a minute, this lady is going through what I've just gone through. She's about to go through where I've just come out of. And that is, I knew that I had this tiny little piece of me locked away. When I started to talk it out, I knew that it was there. And my eyes kept filling up with tears on the transformation show while I was talking about every time I mentioned the words divine feminine. I get this big rush of emotion, big tears in my eyes. And I explained that this is what was going on, and there's obviously something there because I'm listening to my body. I'm feeling how my body's reacting to it. And I had some pretty horrific lessons to go through in my lifetime to get me here. And, I wouldn't trade them for all the tea in China. I wish I could have read them in a book and just did an exam instead of having to actually live them. But, where's the fun in that? And I realized that it's safe for me to bring this tiny little piece of me out. And I know myself really, really well. I am literally, without fear of sounding too ego, I am my favorite subject because I want to know how I can move forward. I want to know how I can break down more layers. I want to learn how to grow. I want to be the very best version of myself that I can possibly be. So I am my favorite subject. You guys are my second favorite subject because for me to understand myself, then I take that information and go, right, this is how I did it. I might not know the shortcut. I might not know the easiest way or the best way, but this is how I did it. And the fact that you're standing right in front of me right now says that maybe this will be in alignment with how you can come to your conclusions and understandings of learning about yourself as well. So I'm sitting in this reading this morning and I'm going, right, I get this spirit. I get this. I've tucked away this tiny little piece and I'm in an environment now where I'm safe. My husband is a beautiful human being. He's a boy, so I think we all know what boys can be like sometimes, but that's the beautiful part of being boys, That's why they're boys, because they get to be that really simplistic way of looking at things. And us girls, we overcomplicate freaking everything, don't we? So, and I'm safe with him. Nothing that I talk to this man about is going to throw him. I can speak so honestly and so authentically raw, and he just, might go and get a cup of tea and a biscuit while he listens to me, but he listens. And in my friends circle, it's the same. There's nothing there that we can't talk about openly and honestly. And while I'm thinking about all these things, I think, wow, we talk all the time about happiness and what that looks like and our perception on life and how we can change our perception and how we're processing things. And I knew that there was some sort of something inside of me. I could feel it so long ago that just needed to come out, but I didn't know what that thing was. So how do you search for something you don't know what it looks like or what it feels like or even what it is? How do you research how to find this thing within you if you don't know what you're looking for? It's just this funny feeling. So divine timing comes along, and I recognize that I've got this little thing, and I don't even know what it is, and I keep calling it a thing. And I think it's self-preservation. And I think the reason why it's coming out now, and my eyes keep filling up with tears every time I talk about the divine feminine, is because masculines are hunter-gatherers, okay? They're the protectors. This is what the masculine side does. It's the logic side, not the spirit side. It's the doer. It's to get things done. And I had to live my life like that for so long because of the abusive environments I was in, or the abusive relationships I was in, or the abusive career places and job places that I worked at, or the fact that it was just a really high-risk industry to start with, such as security and aviation and maritime and all that sort of stuff that I have worked in. So I thought, okay, what's this tiny little bit? How am I going to uncover it? I kind of know it's girly. I know that it's deep within me. I know that it's a balancing act for me to be able to pull it out. But I know now that it's safe for me to pull it out. So now I'm just trying to work out, okay, let's go. I keep putting it in my heart. And I keep, every time I mention the divine feminine, I put my hand over my heart. And I'm watching myself do this. And I'm thinking about, okay, why do I do this? Why does it feel like I need to burp every time I mention this? Every time I touch my heart, it feels like I've got indigestion. What is it that needs to come up? There's my burp. Precisely my point. And I think what it is there's a small part of me that thinks that if I'm completely vulnerable and I let this tiny little piece of me out, will I still be safe? Will I still be okay? Do I need to give up parts of me that I enjoy and that I've taken so long to work out and that I've invested so much time and energy into? Do I need to give up any of that to be able to have this little piece? And is this little tiny piece, even though I think it's a little tiny piece, is it a huge key to unlock any blockage that I've had or any way of moving forward or any releasing of the trauma that I've gone through? What is this tiny little piece? Why is it so important? And I still haven't worked it out. Here we are, almost a week later, and I still haven't worked it out. But you know what? I know that I'm coming out the other side of my shift. And, shifts can manifest in a whole bunch of ways. Sometimes you can feel like you're a little bit drunk. You're a little bit unsteady on your feet. Sometimes you'll get vertigo. Sometimes you feel like butterflies just flew over you and all your body just feels like butterfly wings. You're like a butterfly in your belly, but all over your body. Sometimes you get headaches, like I had this massive headache. Sometimes it'll give you a bigger indicator, and my indicator this time was my whole entire left side down to my belly button. So I'm thinking, okay, it's past information that I need to think about. All right, now I know where to kind of look. And then it gives you all these little keys, but the thing is you actually have to stop and pay attention to all these little keys. And yep, I still don't know what that tiny little piece is. Will it present itself? Absolutely, 100%. I know it will. Because I'm starting to shift more. And what I mean by shift more is all that pain and discomfort that I was going through is starting to lift away. My neck is still killing me. My eyes look really tired. They actually feel quite dry and gritty and, considering how much sleep I have, they should not be tired and gritty and feeling like they're dry, but they are. So I know that it's still stuff that I haven't been able to see yet. I'm still not seeing it yet. So the eyes allow us to see things. So mine are gritty and tired and just feel like not so much that someone's thrown a handful of sand in them, but they just feel tired and a bit stingy. So I know that the vision is not crystal clear yet. So the more that passes away, the more my neck starts to settle down, the more my elbow on my left-hand side starts to subside with the discomfort and the acute little sharp pin the needles that I'm getting in it, then I think, okay, I'm going to get through this. This is temporary. Now, when we get through all of that, okay, and sometimes shifts happen and we don't even realize they happen. We just wake up and go, oh, hang on a minute, that tree looks greener than I've ever seen it before. That's also a shift, okay? So it's not going to be a profound, uncomfortable thing. For me, I think the reason why it was so powerful and why I felt like it's like if you picture somebody on either side of me and one person's pulling my soul out to the right and the other person's pulling my body out to the left. That's what it felt like when I was driving and riding my motorcycle. Not the coolest moment in the world. But that's the only way I can describe it. It was really like a separation. I'm getting out of here. And I kind of feel like because I used to astral travel when I was frightened as a child, but I didn't really understand what was going on with the shift. So I got frightened. So now I'm going, okay, I'm going now. And I'm thinking, no, you have to stay here. And the reason why it kept happening in the car and on my motorcycle is because I was getting increasingly scared. I was really getting quite frightened of what was going on. So the more I get scared, the more I want to flight, the more I want to astral travel, the more my body and my soul are getting separated from one another. So it's really quite, now, hindsight, thank you, I'm sitting here giggling about it, thinking, oh shit, that's what was going on. I can assure you, ladies and gents, that is not what was going, logic was not going through my mind when I was in the midst of it. It just didn't. But I'm a big self-reflector, and I encourage other people to reflect upon themselves as well and think about how my body was reacting. Why did I feel this way? Why did I respond in that manner? Because it's really hard to think about all those things when you're in the heat of the moment, when it's actually happening. But hindsight, you can go back and go, right, what did I do? What can I do better? What do I know for next time? So that's why self-reflection is just such a cool tool to have. So now that everything's subsiding, and I know that it was manifesting, and I know that it's my past, and I know it's this tiny little bit of feminine stuff that I need to release somehow, and I know that I don't have to give up anything from my masculine side. This is not going to be, me going to bed as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman and waking up tomorrow with beautiful chocolate skin and chocolate eyes and chocolate hair. It's not that sort of change. But where's my perception going to sit? What am I learning from this? And then once I process it and understand it and learn from it, then I can start getting people that will come to me and asking me about readings. And the universe will do this. It's done this my entire life. I've been, okay, I'm going to go through this. This is what it is. I understand that now. I understand the process behind it. I understand everything there is to know about that from my perspective and from my life and my experiences and my habits and my conditioning. And then I actually get somebody coming up and saying, hey, I'm going through this. And I'm going, wow, you're not going to believe this. I actually just went through this myself. And then that's how we help people. And I think by parking the fact that we're embarrassed about going through stuff, like, I've just openly admitted on the radio and on Facebook that I've been kooky all week, and there is obviously an element of some people not understanding that process, or other people not understanding how that works or what that looks like, or they've never been through it themselves that they're unaware of. And there's elements of people that go, wow, like that's amazing. This happened to me. Do you think that could be the same thing? And I think, we're all here to learn. We don't come with instruction manuals. We don't come with what our lives are going to look like. There's the Akashic Record, which is obviously the dialogue and the encyclopedia of everything that's been preordained and predestined and free will and all of our decisions, all of our past that is associated with the soul. We can have a look in the library, the Akashic Records, and we can check that out. And there's absolutely processes for doing that. But I think if we learn about ourselves and we learn about our triggers and we look at our past and we emotionally disconnect from it because it can't hurt us anymore, we've already lived it. We don't need to relive it every time we think about it, but we can learn from it. So I know that whatever this little tiny thing is that needs to come out, I will be fine. I wish next time that I didn't have to go through the physical discomfort and maybe not sleep as much because, sometimes sleeping too much can make you even more tired. But I don't regret going through it. I don't. It's, I can't wait to see what extra skills and what extra downloads have happened as a result of me going through this in the last week. And what that tiny little piece is that's been locked away. I know it's got something to do. I kind of feel like it's got something to do with self-preservation and self-protection because the feminine energy is very nurturing and compassionate and kind and generous and, it's all that beautiful spiritual side of things, okay, the softness side of things. And I think that because I had to be in the masculine phase and the hunter-gatherer phase for such a long time, I kept this little part of me hidden away unwillingly, unknowingly, whatever, until I could feel really safe and secure within myself and I knew that I could bring this little sensitivity out or whatever that is. Whatever that looks like. So, I I'm almost want to say game on Donkey Kong, but I also don't want to antagonize the spirit world right now because I'm still healing and I don't need any more of those headaches or any more of that time sleeping and not just wanting to block away from everything in the world. Just really is having that total hibernation sabbatical so I can just learn about me and what this looks like and what that might be. And the last 2 years I've certainly worked out a lot of information about what happened to me as a child. A lot of stuff is still coming out about that as well. So I would say this tiny little piece of me is a huge key, and might be a tiny little piece, but it's a big piece of the puzzle, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that is. So stay tuned, because when I work it out, I'll be like, gotcha. This is what it means. This is what I went through. This is what I've released. And then, there's never any malice in what pops up for me. As I work out, more molesting and abuse and remembering the violence and remembering the lies and all that sort of stuff. There's no malice. And if you can see me now on Facebook, you can see that there's no malice, because it's, I need to let that go. Otherwise, it will consume me. It would destroy me. And I've got shit to do, people. I can't sit around letting somebody else that's such an insignificant, abusive, cruel person have that much of an impact on my life. I've got things to do. I've got a to-do list. I'm doing the things to do. And, it is a big mind shift, and it's the big mind shift, because you have to apply intelligent emotion around how you're going to deal with that and how to process it and how to deal with it and how to let it go and acknowledge it, because, it did happen, and then, palm it off. Get the hell out of Dodge, get on with what you need to do in your life, and that's what happens. So yeah, that's just about me for this week. So Shiva, it's a giant poopy looking stone. It balances masculine and feminine. So if you are having a hard time at the moment understanding the things that are going on in your life, understanding, or you're too in the masculine or you're too in the feminine, and you are being consumed by your emotions way too much, things are just getting to you, or you're not associating anything at all, you're just like making like a dog weeing on it, walking off, Shiva is just definitely the stone for you. I am doing private readings. I'm taking bookings for next week and the week beyond that, because I am booked out this week. I had to do a little reshuffle, as I mentioned. So if you want to do a private reading with me, I'm on www.insightsbyjanita, JOHNITA.com. You can catch me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, you can always subscribe to me on YouTube. I keep the same name everywhere, so it's nice and easy for everybody, myself included. Insights by Janita. And that is it for me this week. Thanks very much for tuning in. Remember, Shiva is the balancing stone that you will need in your life, and I will see you all again next week. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. This is Suzanne Marie from PsychicPaths.com. I'm willing and able to do readings tonight. I'm so sorry about last week with the trouble hearing and being heard, but those things have been fixed, and now it's time to go ahead and get some readings tonight. So I wanted to say that there's been a lot of things going on in the planets this week, and one of them is Pluto in Capricorn retrograde. And what that means is, depending on where Pluto is in your chart, is what will be changing and what will be affected. And if you have your chart, that's great. And if you need your chart done, I'm sure that there are certain professionals that you can get that done with. But Pluto is retrograde. For me, that means everything is going great and new, and I'm having new opportunities. And also, there was an asteroid today at 3 in the morning Pacific time, and that was just debris. A lot of things are going on in the sky. And also, tomorrow around 7 Pacific time, you will be able to see the flower supermoon. And the reason that it's called the flower supermoon is because of the Native Americans. When we talk about supermoons, we generally label them the same way as the Native Americans did. Now, tomorrow's is flower supermoon because of all the flowers starting to bloom in May. And I want everybody to enjoy this month of spring and warmth and all the good things that are new and blooming. I really am looking forward to it myself. And yes, so everything is opportunities and new beginnings. I'm really, really excited. It's going to be great. I hope you guys are excited as I am. And yeah, so it's going to be great. And I think that today isn't the Nurses Appreciation Day. A shout out to all the nurses out there. Thank you so much for your dedication and your hard work and your sacrifices. I do believe that everyone is pulling together and being kind and working together to make this a better world. I know that I have seen many, many people doing kind things right now, making masks, feeding people, taking care of children. So this is a time for kindness. There's always room for love. Love one another. And you can't never fail with that. Danielle from Ontario, Canada. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
Are you with me?
Yes, I am.
I can barely hear you. Do you have a speaker phone on?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. What can I help you with tonight?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
What can I help you with tonight?
I'm actually looking for some insight into my past and which ways I should be going and anything really, just a general reading.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Have you been feeling very stressful, like you're stuck?
Yes, for sure.
I sense a lot of frustration.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I'm going to see what Spirit says about the ways that can help. Okay?
Okay, great.
Have you been able to get outside?
Yes,
They're saying you have a lot of built up energy. Do you feel like you're kind of going stir crazy with energy?
yes,
They're saying that maybe exercise would work, whether in the house or outside, but they're saying you love the outside. So if you can do some exercises, um, like running or walking, something to build up that energy.
okay.
That's what I'm getting. It's not emotionally and it's not mentally, excuse me, but it is energy. And you have a built up supply of it. I wish I had some of that. Um, just a second. Have you been worried about finances at all? Because I do
Yes,
see some form of payment coming in. Also, I see that you have something to do with travel. It doesn't seem to be far away, but there seems to have been travel plans. Am I correct?
yes.
Those are going to be postponed for a little bit, but just a little bit. And you have children?
Yes,
I'm seeing little children. They're really, really
correct.
happy. I love seeing them.
Hmm.
They're gonna be great this summer. I can see that you're a good mom. They're really happy. Let's see, I'm seeing something else. If you have a partner, he's a very loving partner, a very understanding partner, and that continues. Is your partner, does he have a great sense of humor? Because I see him kind of humorous.
Yes,
Well, everything is looking good.
that's
I
good.
hope that you can find a way to exert some energy I know that some boring things are doing the housework and stuff, but yeah, I'm not one for that. So if you can find ways of burning off that energy, I'm sure your children can help too.
For sure.
Do you have something to say? You sound thoughtful.
No, no. I think that covered a couple of different areas.
Be sure if you have something to ask, go ahead. Go ahead, take a minute. Do you have a boss?
Yes.
Were you wondering about your boss?
Not really. That's work related.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me read for you. It was an honor. And
I
call
appreciate
again.
it very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Terry from Arkansas.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Susanna. This is Terry.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good. How can I help you tonight?
Well, I'm not really sure exactly what you specialize in. If we go the medium route, I would love to know if anybody's coming through. If we look at my wants or anything, yes, I would love to know anything about future love or even money.
Okay.
My current.
Let me see what I can get. There's an older man coming through. He seems to have had a very hard life. Very hard in the way he's worked. He's really worked to get a life together when he was living. Very strong work ethic. And his face has always seemed sad, even when he was happy. Does that resonate with you, that you know this person?
That hits home on a couple different people.
Let me get clear. He seems to be family because he says he knows you from childhood. Also, I'm not getting a father. I'm getting more of an uncle or something like that. An uncle or a cousin.
Yeah, I do have an uncle that has passed. I have a brother. That's not. I mean, I'm thankful to hear that they come through. I've been told that I have the gift. My uncle has visited me a couple times within dreams. To be honest with you, I'm truthfully hungered for my husband to come through. I lost him in January.
When he
Even
passed,
though I feel him and talk to him and everything.
Outside,
no, ma'am.
getting a picture of outside. Hang on a second. I'm not really getting him, but I think it's because I can't always get spirits when they're doing whatever they do in spirit. He's
a spiritual guide for me. You're probably not getting him because he's here with me. I literally feel him and talk to him and everything daily. I don't know why. I haven't felt him the past couple of days. Like I said, I've been told before that I would just open my third eye and open myself up to it.
That sounds really nice.
I would be very gifted.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah. I've thought and prayed and meditated on it a little bit, but I also know I open myself up to a lot more.
Of meditation a day. And it could be anywhere, even outside.
I know by doing that, I also open myself up to a lot more that I'm just not sure if I'm truthfully ready for, shall I say.
When you're ready, you'll know. Yes, your husband's, I do get the information that your husband has been visiting with you. Comes in your dreams. But other than that, it seems like he has a spiritual purpose where he is on the other side.
Yeah. I was told before we even lost him that he was already transitioning into being one of my spirit guides.
I agree. I can feel that.
He needs to transition into a bottle of tequila tonight, dealing with all the babies. So.
Well, I hope that you can find some time to meditate, and I think your husband. I know your husband is just fine, but he's busy at the moment, and he comes to you anyway. So it's kind of like when you asked me, it's kind of like a third wheel. I'm a third wheel in this situation.
I know.
He really directly comes to you.
On. Yeah, I know. A lot's just been going on lately, so.
I see that things are going to get lighter for you in the next several weeks. So, even though it seems like a bit of a struggle right now, what's going on, things will be lightening up. Okay?
Okay.
Is there any other question? I do see money coming. I seen that earlier.
I just don't want to be alone my whole life.
I'm so sorry for your tears. But it's going to be okay.
You truly don't know how heavy they are right now.
You know as well as I do you're not alone. And your family is with you. Know that you are okay and things are going to get better. I'm hardly ever wrong about that. And the sadness will pass. I see a struggle, but I don't see it lasting. You're going to be just fine. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to believe that this is going to pass. Honestly. It's going to. I think you're going to have new joys and new reasons to be happy. I'd say before October, you will be so happy. You're going to always miss your husband and your relatives, but things are going to be joyful. This is a time for good beginnings.
So I keep saying I was given
Keep
a
your
reset
head
button.
Are you planning to move?
No, I'm planning on going to the beach. The beach is where I find a lot of zen and peace, and there hasn't been a lot of peace or zen lately. And since they opened the beaches back up, me and the kids, we needed some air.
I can understand that, and that's healing.
The baby just turned 1, and the other two of them have birthdays coming up this week. So the older 2 have moved out. So I was just
Well, I hope that you get enough sun and air and the beach, and I think that'll be healing. Air and sun for sure, and things will be worked out, I promise. It seems like you feel very, very sad emotionally, but also there's a frustration. And I want you to just know it won't last. That won't last. You'll feel it lift. And be sure to write me on the website when it lifts. I want to hear about it. Okay?
I'm just ready for peace. Tired of looking at kids looking at me in the eyes and me telling them this is all you got. I'm sorry.
You're wanting some abundance, and you will get some abundance. I think you have to believe.
I just want to be wanted.
There's some part
I
of
want
you
to be wanted, not needed.
that believes that things aren't going to work out, and that holds you back. Be open. Every morning when you wake up, tell the universe, I'm ready to accept all the good things that I can get today. I'm open. Be open to those things. It helps. It helps the energy to come to you when you're ready to accept it and are open. But sometimes when we get sad, we forget that and we get hopeless. And I don't want you hopeless.
It's not that you get sad.
Don't stay hopeless, okay?
It's not that you're sad. It's not that I'm sad. It's that I begin my day like that, and my nights are still ended with an empty bed, with everybody looking at you saying they need you, and nobody saying they want you. So my days are filled with shitty diapers and kids with hands out, and not a good night hug or a good night kiss or a husband to tell you that you did a good job.
I'm so sorry, but it will change and it will get better. I feel your pain. I've got about 3 minutes, but I feel your pain, and I'm going to try and do some healing on you tonight and send you some love. I care. I hear you, but my time is limited right now. But I will be sending you love, and know that things will be getting better.
Just please
Thank you so much for letting me read and share this with you.
Thank you, and have a good night.
You too. And don't worry, things will get better. I promise. I don't promise often, but I can promise you it will get better. Okay?
Thank you.
Just hear my
Yes,
words.
ma'am.
I know you don't believe
Thank
me.
you. No, it's not that I
You have
don't
a
believe
good night.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, everybody, this is another ending to a good show, and I will be back next week. Everybody, take care. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is New York City Celebrity Psychic
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Oh, hello. Hi, my cherished ducklings. How are you today? I'm Perry Lyons. This is Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio. This is Earth's largest psychic network. I am, in fact, Earth's largest psychic. I'm 900 feet tall. I just have a really big camera. Anyway, I hope you guys are surviving. I hope you're staying 6 feet away from everybody. So much for the baby boom. And I thought I'd start the show this week with something we used to do, which was the tarot weather, where I would pick 3 cards that would be sort of the weekly tarot weather forecast. And because I've been teaching tarot to a friend of mine named Rafaela, if you're watching, hi Rafa, I got really interested in it again. So I thought, I also spilled orange juice on my cards this morning. Trying to do, even when I try to do an imitation of a normal person, I just informed my fiance that my face powder had gone missing, and I thought it was bad pixies. He backed away slowly, which is his usual response. Anyway, I'm very happy to hear you. I can't actually see you, but I hope you can see me. Hope you like what you see. And I know everybody's feeling like it's going to be safe to go outside soon, and this is kind of the most dangerous time because everybody's starting to feel, well, out of their minds from staying home so much. I don't know about you, but I was at the beginning of all this, I was like, okay, I'm going to use my spare time I'm going to take online courses, and I'm going to learn ancient Greek and astrophysics and paleology, or unless it's paleontology. Whatever it is, I'm going to learn it. So I watched reruns of Columbo. Same thing, really, when you get right down to it. But what I'm trying to say is, if you haven't been as productive as you had expectations for yourself to be, she says grammatically, then please don't be hard on yourself. If you've stayed in bed all day with the heating blanket on, naming no names, I certainly didn't do that. Please don't be hard on yourself. There's things are getting better, but please, don't jump the gun. Don't go out in public without masks and without gloves and without staying 6 feet away from people. Remember to wash your hands when you get home. I'm an introvert and so I've been in training for this all my life, basically. So I'm like, I get to stay home. This is awesome. But so this week's psychic weather. And by the way, thank you for tuning in. I'm here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST in my little homey chintzy set here. And the most amazing people in the world call in. So you never know who's going to call in. So this week's psychic weather. I'm going to pick 3 cards at random, and here's what I see coming up for us this week. Okay, closing your eyes so you can see that I've actually been watching makeup tutorials on YouTube, and I'm starting to get a little better at it. Okay, there. Okay, the first card is, this is not a great card, but luckily it's the card for the recent past, the influence that's going away. When you look at this card, try not to panic. It's a card that essentially says we were all kind of blindsided by something out of our control that made us feel a little helpless. Not as helpless as this poor dude, but pretty helpless. Oh, good. Whew. The next card is a card that indicates that a lot of movement is starting to happen. A lot of things are opening up. When you get the 8 of Wands, it means everything feels like it might be literally up in the air. As you'll see, these cards, these sort of wands, these arrows, are up in the air. But it does mean that each of these wands are going to hit their mark, and things are going to stop feeling up in the air very fast. This is an interesting card. This card means that, well, I used to call it, back when there were record companies and people would get signed to record contracts. For anybody under 30, you've got no idea what I'm talking about. But this is essentially a working at home card. Can you see it? It's a card that, it's a guy, and he's in a cathedral. He's just done a bunch of stonework, and he's saying to the people who own the cathedral, one of whom is really weirdly dressed, which the tarot doesn't actually explain. But hey, if you own a cathedral, I guess you can dress however you want. But this card is about somebody taking their work into a secure corporate structure, or a secure structure of some kind. It means that obviously the way we're working now is changing. That change is going to be long lasting. It's also going to be good. This card also says to me that there's going to be protection for people who work at home, for artists, for freelancers, that we're going to be sort of reorganizing our economy to be more fair, more realistic, and let's hope we can reform our medical system a little. And the last card, I usually do 3 cards, but I love this card. It jumped out at me, which usually means my guides have been day drinking. No, it usually means that there's something that my guides really want you to see. And what they want you to see this time is that you have enough resources. There are going to be enough resources. Don't panic. You're going to have enough money to get through this. You're going to get, don't ask me how, but it just feels, and I'm in no way downplaying the hardships that people are going through. But this is a very hopeful card. It means that if there's a stimulus check, go get it. It means that you probably get a larger tax refund than you were expecting. It also means, in reference to the last card, that the work you've been doing from home has been very good, and you're going to get recognized from that. You might even have started a side hustle. I don't, like an international wombat smuggling ring or whatever it is you're doing. Oh, sorry, but enough about my personal life. Anyway, so those are extremely good cards. So I'm very happy about that. Oh, what a pretty name. Is it Renica? Reneka? How do I say that? We have Reneka. Reneka? Because it was spelled with an N. Did you mistype, Dave? Anyway, we have, it's Rebecca. Dave, you mistyped. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Rebecca. Your name is now Rebecca for the rest of the time. Can you hear me, baby?
You sound very far.
Well, I am off in the astral plane, and also this new headset I got might be a little. Can you turn your sound up in your end?
Let me see. Hold on.
Anyway, Tucson.
Okay, go ahead and try.
What's the song? Driving down the road, Tucson,
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Okay. You're just trying to stop me singing. Hi, darling. Thank you for turning your sound up. So, I like to connect with people by having them tell me what their birthdays are. So you don't have to tell me the date, as I like to say, don't ask, don't tell. But just the day, like I'm March 18th. So what are you?
Yeah, I'm August 10th.
I love Leos. Oh, look, I've got like a Leo specific set with all this gold. I'm so glad you called. This is a really pivotal time for you. So it feels to me like you might have 2 specific questions. Am I correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Good, because that's my job. Otherwise, I'd have to go be a steel worker. That would suck. I mean, I'd be bad at that. You have such a nice energy, too. Okay. One question seems to be about family and romance. The other seems to be about work. So hit me, baby. What's your first question?
I guess I am kind of talking to some guy who is deployed, and I haven't been able to talk to him 2 months. Just because of the emergency stuff that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, I mean, I know he's okay. I guess I'm just like, I don't know. I guess, is there a future with us when he gets back?
Yeah, I feel that, yeah. First of all, let me tell you a secret that I know from being a little older than you. And that secret is no woman ever got less desirable by being less attainable. So that old thing of being hard to get, it's actually true. Don't tell anyone.
I'm sorry, your phone is breaking.
I said the old thing about being hard to get. Yeah, he's still interested in you. He's also a good guy, which I'm not trying to be rude, but that's kind of a new thing for you. I mean,
it's completely new.
You're talking to somebody who throughout my 20s and 30s was known as pretty much the empress of bad taste in men. So I'm not judging you at all. But something's been happening in the last 6 weeks where your self-esteem has been rising. You're starting to get a sense of your independence. You're starting to see how pretty you are. You're very pretty. Yeah, beautiful face. I mean, I can't see you, but I can see you with my, psychic stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have a very kind of oval face?
What was that? Your phone is. I'm getting bits and bits of it.
Kind of an oval face, like a very oval face with like dimples.
Yeah, I've always been told it's more oval. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very pretty. Okay. A very unusual color eyes too. Two eyes. You have 2 eyes. Yeah, he's very intrigued with you. And one of the things I like about this guy is, he's got a good character.
Is what?
He's got
let me try stepping.
Can you hear me?
I'm going to try to step away and see if I can get better service.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and talk.
I'll be right here waiting, just like he is. The short answer is yes.
Can you hear me?
I do think, yeah, I can totally hear you. Can you hear me? I'm speaking so much into the mic that, here, I'll even turn it up. How's that, baby? Good?
I think I lost you.
No, I'm right here. Hi.
Hello?
There. Can you hear me? Hello? Come back. Here, 2, let me try this. Right? Oh, okay. How's that? Can you hear me now?
Give me a second. I'm getting her back.
Driving down the road to Tucson, Arizona, got 7 men on my mind. Okay, hi.
Much better.
All right. So the first thing I said was no woman ever gets less desirable by being less attainable. So he's missed you. He's thinking about you. He's interested in, I think you guys have a future. Now, in the past, I'm going to give you a little motherly advice. you tend to overgive with men.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to, it's really, this is going to be hard, but I want you to do this, and I'm going to be checking up on you. So I want you to not like overproduce and not, so let him call first when we're all out of quarantine. Let him take you to dinner. Don't offer to go make him dinner. Sorry, I just remember meeting a cute guy in my 20s. I was like, hey, why don't you come to my house and I'll make you great fried chicken. And I could not see him for the dust. Zoom, he left. So this is a case where I want to have you let him pursue you a little. He's really interested in you, so you got nothing to worry about.
Awesome.
And I don't usually say this. I almost never say this, but he could kind of be the one.
I've felt that. That's why I've been so, yeah.
Yeah, when you guys met, you sort of felt like instantly at home with each other, right?
Yeah, so what happened was I moved up to Washington for some strange reason. I was only up there for 10 months. I moved up to Washington and I met him there, but he was stationed in my hometown, so that's how we became friends.
Oh, that's really nice.
So he was up there visiting his family for the holidays, and then he told me he was from Tucson, and I was like, oh my gosh, no way. And then because of COVID-19, I lost my job and I had to come back home. So I've naturally, I didn't make the decision for him, but now that I'm here, I'm kind of like, okay, is it fate?
Oh yeah, that sounds like destiny to me, dear. Don't worry about your job. I don't think that was the job for you anyway. I think were you in some sort of service or customer service business?
Yeah, I did property management, so yeah, you can say it's customer service a little bit.
Yeah. No, I think there's a new job in your horizon that's going to be a lot more interesting to you. You're a natural connector. You connect people. I think you have a lot more friends than you even know you have. And you're also a natural manager. You're good at leading teams, especially now that you're more confident. So I see you going into a slightly different line of work in a more managerial capacity. And I think now that you're back in Tucson, call people and say, hey, I'm looking for a job. I'm great at this. Don't be shy, because you undersell yourself a bit. And I would love to have you work for me. You're reliable. You're honest. You help little old ladies across the street. I mean, you're good. You're a good worker.
Yeah.
That's true, right?
I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, kind of got that. That's pretty rare, and you're very honest. I mean, I know in the past that hasn't always seemed like an asset, because sometimes
no.
You kind of can't lie. It's adorable, but it has gotten you into trouble in the past. But it's actually a really great asset. Is that true?
Am I what?
You kind of can't lie. If you do try to lie, it's like your voice goes up an octave and you break out in hives. It's hysterical. You're really honest, and that's a huge asset. So I guess I think this guy is the one. I've done hundreds of shows at this point. I think I've only said that one other time, and they're married now. So let me know what happens. And remember, don't try too hard. You don't have to. You're beautiful inside and out. You're very kind. And you're more than enough. You don't have to change, gain weight, lose weight, be taller, be thinner, whatever. I mean, you're just as you are. You're a terrific catch. You really are.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. I didn't mean to make you sound like a fish there, but you are a terrific catch. So, all
Yeah,
right,
I'm
my
just
little
trying to wait
Leo.
until he gets home.
What?
I said I'm just trying to wait until he gets home, but we don't have a return date because it's one of those emergency assignments.
Yeah. It's actually a little sooner than you think. It's probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
He does something a little exciting, it sounds like. Does he something,
He was.
do you do kind of a manly man thing, like a, I don't know, oil rig or rescue diver or something like that?
He has a boarding job in the military. He does equipment, like he gets equipment ready, but he's very manly. He does a lot of he's a weightlifter and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. He's got a very he's got kind of like a manly man vibe to him. And I'm gonna say military is kind of exciting. You know.
Yeah.
My fiance is a vet. I mean, a veteran, not a veterinarian. But so well, thank him for his service for me. And so I don't know if you can see my name on your screen. My name is Perry, P-E-R-I, Lyons, L-Y-O-N-S. And go to Facebook, say hi. Sometimes it takes me a day or two to reply, but just let me know how you're doing, because I'm dying to know how this works out, because I've got a really good feeling about it. Okay?
That's awesome. I'll look out. Thanks.
All right. God bless you, my dear. Mwah! Big hug.
Thank you. Bye.
My pleasure. Next up, I think we have somebody named Madison, which is a beautiful name, but my producer flashed the name so fast that your name is either Madison, or you live in Madison, or or you met somebody named Madison. So hi, what's your name?
Madison.
Oh, good. Well, that works out well then. Where in Ohio are you, babe?
Pedro.
Oh, cool. I don't know why I love people from Ohio. So, when is your birthday? Because that's how I connect with people.
July 23rd, 2002.
Oh, cool. Oh, God, wait, 2000 and what?
2002.
Wow. I have shoes older than you. Go out there and misspend your youth, young lady. Okay. So, we're having an all Leo program. That's very exciting. Okay. Do you want an all over thing, or do you have a romantic question?
I was trying to see if I could connect with my uncle. He passed away a few years ago.
Oh, okay. This is your uncle?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Your mother's brother?
Yes.
Yeah. Was he slender? That 5'10", 5'11", kind of slender?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm getting well. Did he pass? I don't want to get too personal, but well, I mean, obviously, it's tragic that he passed that young. But he also had some issues before that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm very sorry. Well, we have 3 minutes, so I'm going to talk really fast because I'm a New Yorker.
Okay.
This is a really strange question. Was he good? Did he like playing pool? Or was there something like that he was good at?
Yeah, he was good at pool.
Yeah, okay. Excuse me. That's him. I got him. He had kind of a fancy first name that nobody ever called him by. What was his nickname? Like something simple, like
Bubby.
Mike or something, right? What?
Bubby.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what his real first name was?
Charles.
Oh, it's a beautiful name. It's a very elegant name. Okay, first of all, he is very much with your mom. His mother God. Is his mother still living? Because I feel almost like her heart broke so badly when he passed that. Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Will you tell her for me that he's sorry? You know how there are people, I got 90 seconds. You know how there are people who have really beautiful souls, but they're carrying so much pain in them that sometimes they say stuff to people that really mean, but they don't mean it. So he wants your mom, yeah, and his mom especially, to know he didn't mean any of that stuff. He's incredibly grateful. They tried to help him. It was just his time, but he loves them, and he's totally. Your mom and his mom need to know that he is completely present. Otherwise, how would I know he plays pool and he's slender and probably 5'10" to? Oh, he's saying he's a little taller, but I think he's playing with me. He had a playful sense of humor. Oh, I really like him. He sends his love. He says, don't make the same mistakes he did, which you're not going to, but because he loves you so much. He also wants you to be very careful about your taste in partners. He also says that, he was back and forth about religion, but he's like, now that I'm here, I can tell you it's kind of the real deal. So there's that. But he's very present. He loves you. He's really sorry, too. So he wants people to know that how he acted was not in accordance with how he felt. He was actually a really loving person. It's just he was so kind and sensitive that he had to kind of do things to drown the world out.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Gemma's Spirit World with Gemma. Live from GemmaSpiritWorld.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Gemma's Spirit World
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. How are we tonight? My goodness, it is, oh my goodness, just another week. And how quickly has it gone? I know last week we talked about, I know that my message was no excuses, and I know that my message that from my guides, it kept letting me know, no excuses, no excuses. And I just have to say that I achieved so much just in my mindset, how we feel sometimes is how we think, and how we think is how we feel. So just changing that kind of mindset, that no excuses, I was able to achieve so much in my personal life as well as my business life. But it was just really empowering to finally be on top of things that I have been putting on the back burner, and it's just been a really empowering week. In the last 24 hours, I've been very emotional, and I know that there's lots going on in the collective energy going on around us all, and just really emotional. And I know that we're in a full moon at the moment, so it's brought up lots of things for me, lots of things that I guess in my personal life that I haven't dealt with, which I thought I had. And I've been connecting with my guides. I know before I go to bed at night time, yes, I can connect to my guides when I'm awake, but I know that they, during my sleep, I wake up around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I ask my guides just to show me where I'm going. Yes, I can see my future. I can see what's in front of me, but generally, when it comes to timing, I don't have much of an idea. Timing's all I just don't know when things are going to happen, but I do know that when I see things, I know when I'm in, oh my goodness, I can't even get all my words out of my mouth. I just know that when things are in a line, things happen. So basically, I connected to my guides, and the message that I had for this morning, which I'm so excited because it's something that I've been wanting to finally complete, is to write my book. And I've wrote my chapters, and it was something I did last year in December, but it's something that I'm going to start doing, and I can't wait to launch it once I've finally written my book on my personal journey and just how the spirit world has been. It's just been a big part of my life. So I'm looking forward to launching my book. I'm going to set the date already, actually, while I'm online. And even though I haven't fully created the book, but I'm going to say it's definitely going to be out next year by July. So that's going to give me enough time to get it out there so everyone could see and read into my journey. But yeah, it was just very empowering to see that's what I'm going to be doing in the next few months. And it's also going to be very healing for me, given that I've gone through a separation. And it's just, it's empowering to know that there's so many people out there that we all have similar journeys. So enough about me. I know that I do like to rattle on. I do like to talk, but it's, enough about me. So we're going to connect because I'm really excited to connect with Ricky Lee in Brisbane, Queensland. Hello, Ricky. Lee, how are you today?
Hello. Hi, Gemma. Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Before I ask where you would like me to look into your life, and I just keep seeing, are you a person that wears hats at all? Are you a person that likes to wear accessories?
I normally wear some things. Yes, I wear a bit of headpieces and clips and things in my hair. I don't wear hats that often, but I do wear clips and bows in my hair, yes. Okay, because that's the sense I've got coming through. I'm really drawn to around your head area. So that's what it came through strongly. That's, it's the way that you're very unique in how you present yourself, but you're unique as a person. That's how creative you get with your outfits, and you show the world who you really are, and you're not afraid to be yourself. Yes, that's exactly right. I've been trying to show my new self at the moment. I've actually conquered through a weight loss journey. I've lost 93 kilos, so I've transitioned my whole body and changing up all of my designs and my fashion. So it's very different being able to wear all these new cool things now that I'm a lot smaller than what I used to be.
Wow, you go, girl. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a huge achievement, and to be able to celebrate, the big and the small wins, it's a huge accomplishment, and it's quite a journey that you've been through, and it's you've got new opportunities, even more opportunities coming your way that you never thought was possible, but your mindset has certainly, it's the strength has really shine through.
Very, very excited for new opportunities. Very, very excited.
Definitely. So how can I help you? Like, what else can I look into your life at the moment? What areas are you?
Yeah, I just wanted to get some guidance around like my personal relationships and just my family and my current relationship that I'm in at the moment, just how things, if you can see how things will pan that way, and just financially, just we've been a little bit stuck in a bit of a bad area, and we just want to see if there's going to be anything positive coming out of the next few months. We're really hoping for a bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, definitely. The image that I have in front of me, I just want to explain it. It's like, when you see like a cowboy and they're whipping the whip, and it's like they throw that whip out and that whip comes back. It's like what you put out there comes back, and it's like when you manifest, when you put it out to the universe, and you're great at manifesting, and it's because of that mindset and the strength. It's like what you put out there, it comes back. But it's showing me in regards to relationships around you. What I keep seeing is that there's someone in your life that it's like they disconnect, but they come back. It's like whether they're dealing with issues around themselves, it's like you're connected, but it's something they're dealing with. It feels like you lose them for a little bit, but even though they're physically there with you, there's somebody around you at the moment that it just feels like they're disconnected. There's something going on that it's what am I trying to say? Like what I'm saying is that they're there, but they're just disconnected. It's like they're dealing with things, and it's not personal, but it feels like it can be personal towards you, because it feels like the issues that they've got going on, it feels like they're forever dealing with these issues, and it seems to be an issue that, it's something that it's... Is it making sense what I'm saying around this person around you?
Well, I'm thinking of two people, either my mum, because her and I are in a bit of a on and off rough patch, and we stopped talking for a while, and she's had a personal agenda against me due to a relationship. She's actually in a relationship with my ex-partner, weirdly enough as that sounds, and there's a massive age difference, but she's always been quite paranoid about me wanting to be in a relationship with this person, which I don't, but her and I have been on very odd terms. I feel it could be her or it could be my current partner. I'm not sure, but there's a few hints if that helps you at all.
Yeah, because it seems like just let me just tune into this energy, because it's very frustrating, the energy that I'm tuning into, and it's like the person, so between the two people that you're thinking of, it's what's coming through is they play head games. It's more like it's mind games that can be exhausting. It's like the same thing over and over. It's like you can predict what they're going to do or say, because it feels like it's a circle that keeps going on. It's like something that just keeps going on and on and on. Does that make sense for this one particular person?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because that's what I keep seeing. And there's that frustration, and it's like you've gotten to the point that enough is enough, and it's like, you just want to live your life. You just want to just move on and feel free. And this is what's exhausting. This is what really pulls you down. It really has quite an effect on you mentally and with everything you do in your life as well.
Yes, no, definitely.
What I do see for you, though, is you're putting your foot down. So I keep seeing your foot. What I'm seeing, actually, whether you've got a collection of boots, I keep seeing the boots on your foot. So basically, you're in control. But once you put that foot down, it really shows that, enough is enough, and it's time that, you're not absorbing these energies, there's a hold on you. It's like to let go of what's pulling you or keeping you from moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. I agree to that very strongly.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like you've got the biggest heart. You give so much. You give too much, actually. And it's like, it's really great to see that you're
I really do.
bringing that
People
love
tell me
back
that
to
all the
yourself.
time.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, people tell me I give too much all the time, and I definitely need to try and redirect it back to myself. I've always put others before myself a bit too much.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel that, because it's like, and it's also very exhausting too. So this is your time. And, given that, we've got the COVID-19 financially around you, I see that it's been spiraling out of control with a few things. But it feels like it's things that you haven't been in control of. And this just feels like financially there's money going out. Feels like money's going out more than what it's coming in at the moment. But it's interesting. I keep seeing stars around you. So when I see stars around you, it's like, it feels like, okay, just let me just see. I've got this star in front of me. Just let me just see. Okay, with you at the moment, are you doing anything north? I've got the star in front of me. When I say north to you with work, okay, let me just see north. Does the star of north mean anything to you at the moment?
Up north, I'm just trying to think. I'm actually been asked to do a photo shoot up in north of Queensland. That's about an hour or two drive from where I am. I don't know whether that could be it, or I do have an actual star that my partner bought for me that's actually in the room. I don't know if that's relating to that, or whether it's to do with like a modelling opportunity that's coming up, maybe.
Yeah, it feels with work. It's definitely with work, and it feels like this is where, it's going to be a prime position for you. It's the flow of money. It just feels like there's opportunities around that's opening and it's coming your way. You're moving towards it, so it feels like it's something that's, I keep seeing, when I look at the star, I keep seeing the 3 points on it. So it's like 3 months, 3 weeks, there's something with 3 around you. It's where you get really creative, but it's going to be an influx of money coming your way, but opening up lots of opportunities for you.
Okay, cool.
So it just feels really positive at the moment. It's like, what I keep hearing is to hold on to your seat, because once things start moving forward, it's going to take off for you.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I've got coming through. The other message that I've got coming through is to let go of the things that are pulling you down. It's just let go, and it's whether that's just thoughts around certain people, but just let go, because you've got the the mindset, you've got the strength, the determination, you've got all these positive strengths. That just it's let go of the things that are just pulling you back.
Yeah, I really want to get rid of all the past things. I really want to move on from all of that. I did have another question before I forget. I don't know if you can connect with family members that have passed on.
Yeah. Just a question around your family members at all. I keep seeing a younger child around you. Have you got like a younger?
Yes. Yes, I've got a 14-month-old girl.
That's passed?
Well, I have three young children. No, I haven't had a child that's passed away. No, I have had 2 miscarriages, but the children weren't born. No, but I have got 3 children at the moment.
Okay, so if I have a child around you, just let me just see what the images I've got, because I keep seeing this child in front of me. Okay, so the child that has dark hair. Have you got a child that's got dark hair? And I'm going to go towards a boy.
Yes. Yes, I do have a young boy with dark hair.
Okay, so what I keep seeing around this child, I keep seeing an arm I keep seeing a grandfather figure around, even a male energy, but it doesn't feel like grandfather, even father. There's an energy around a male, and I keep seeing the arm around this.
My dad.
Okay, so, pardon? Your dad?
My dad. My dad passed away in 2012.
Okay, and he's close to this son of yours that's got dark hair. They're very similar in looks, even just with personality. Because what I'm saying is that your father is around. There's a connection between the child that I'm seeing and your dad. And what I keep seeing is the hand placed out on the shoulder. It's like he's got the strength. He's got the strength. It's like the message that's coming through for this little boy is that he has the world in front of him. His imagination is amazing. Does he point to stars? Is he into, I don't know, there's something going on around his nighttime. Ricky Lee? I think we may have lost her. But my message for you is that you have your father around you, around your youngest child with the dark hair. Love for you to connect with me, Ricky Lee, at Gemma's Spirit World, so we can continue this conversation. I think, Dave, we may have lost her. I'm just checking in. Okay, we have Sarah in, USA. Missouri, USA. Hello, Sarah. How are you tonight?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. Oh, my goodness, I've got lots of flowers around you. What have you been doing with flowers?
I've been gardening lately, and I've never gardened a day in my life until just recently. That's cool that you picked that up. That's cool.
I can see
I planted. The funny thing is, I planted tulips, and it's not even season for them because the season is over in our side of the world. So I messed up, but I'm still gardening, trying to ground myself.
Oh, it feels beautiful, and it feels like you've finally connected with, I don't know, it's Mother Nature around you is beautiful. You connected to something that, it's brought you back to a space in your life where you feel, it feels beautiful. It feels amazing. So keep on doing what you're doing in your garden, because it really has lit up a light inside of you and it's amazing because the ideas that come through when you're gardening, even if it's not about gardening, or it's like it brings a lot of peace to you, is what I'm getting, is when you're around your garden.
That's awesome that you picked that up. What do you specialize in, if you don't mind me asking?
Past, present, and future, and I connect with loved ones. So, just steer me in the right direction and let me see what else I can see for you.
Okay. Here we go. Read my thoughts. I'm an open book.
Interesting you said about the open book, because as soon as you said that, I had an image of a book opening up and you writing. So you're very creative with your words. Are you actually looking at doing creative writing or even writing a book? There's something around your words. Your words have power. Your words have...
Oh, my gosh. I've been either deciding to, because technology is so advanced now, but since this pandemic, I've been trying to write a book, and I'm actually involved in it, but I wanted to also make a movie, so I didn't know which one to pick. So obviously you picked it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, because it's amazing the book that you're going to write, and it's going to continue. When you write one book, you're going to write another, because what I'm seeing is that when the ink goes on the pages, and it's just what my guides are showing me, is that these words last forever. Like, they're going to be around for a very long time, and the power that you have behind your words, the emotions, the feelings, it's like people feel you through a book, and it feels amazing. It's very empowering, but I'm also very excited what you're going to write. It feels like it's going to capture the audience it can be of all ages. It's amazing what it's amazing how creative and how your mind thinks. It's wow, you're amazing.
Thank you, because I've been struggling really hard lately. Also, are you picking up on any male energy that might have not crossed over yet?
What I've got coming through around you with this male energy that hasn't crossed over, has he got issues with his elbows or arms at the moment?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because I've got issues going.
You got two guys?
Yeah, what's going on with this male's arms? With his arms, does he have issues with his arms or his elbows?
Yes, my dad. Both. That would either maybe be my grandpa or my dad. That's my dad was an NFL player. He's real big and has strong energy. My grandpa, he built a multi-million-dollar company, and he just recently died, and he was my idol. So I feel like they're still here trying to guide me, and I'm not listening.
Yeah, and shoulders. Did he have shoulder injury at all? Because my shoulder, my arms all connected. I feel that it's amazing because the energy that comes in around shoulders is that, you feel like you're not supported, but it's amazing the support that you have around you, whether you know the people or not in your life.
Do you think that elbow thing could be because of me? Because I've been having really bad elbow pain lately.
Okay.
Is that them telling you to get it looked at, maybe?
Yeah, and what's coming through around your elbows, and it's listen to what your body's telling you, listen to the thoughts that are coming in. So the message from your loved ones are saying that, listen to what your body's saying, listen to the thoughts that come in, even with your book. It's like, don't keep on listening, because it's like you're listening, but you're doubting your thoughts. You're doubting what's coming through. You're very intuitive. I know that because I can keep seeing there's lots of around you. I keep seeing your third eye, the purple around your third eye. It's very clear, but I'm also seeing that don't doubt what you feel, hear, or see.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, you're here, aren't you? Where are you? No, I'm just kidding. You are in my head.
What was that, sorry? Sarah.
So, also, I have one more question if you have time.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, this is kind of hard. I've been in the same relationship for 3 years, and I'm struggling. Is this the relationship that I'm going to end up in, or is this a relationship I'm learning something from, or is this something that's going to be long-term?
Okay, so what I have coming through, I keep seeing your heart, but what I see around your heart is it's like in a cage. So it's like the feelings that, it's like every time you express yourself, you get ignored, or your feelings aren't validated. So what that's letting me know is that, your walls have gone up around you, protecting yourself more, because it feels like your feelings aren't validated, or you're not getting the feelings aren't reciprocated is what's coming through.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you are so right. Where do I donate money here? Because you're amazing.
Oh, you know what? If you just follow my Facebook page, Gemma Spirit World, just sharing the love of my page is enough.
I have a cousin named Gemma. Do you spell it Jemma?
A true gem either way. But yes, thank you.
Wow.
I love, yeah.
That's amazing. You are a light worker. Okay. Anything else that you see?
Let me just have a look. I keep seeing, I have a river around you. Do you have a river close by around you? Is there somewhere that you go to see and watch the water or see the water? Because generally around water, it's about emotions.
I do. I have a big lake. I have a big lake in my backyard.
Oh, wow, you have a beautiful backyard, and this is where you go out to reflect, and it's amazing with your writing. It's like, when you feel like you get writers, when you get a writer's, what is it, a block, writer's block. It's like go out to the river and go out to the lake, and that's where you can release any blockages that you have when it comes in between your creative writing. So that's your.
It's funny.
It's funny that my grandpa being by water, and when you're around water, it helps with expressing yourself and helps any blockages in your body.
My grandpa that passed away that you felt, he actually built that man-made lake.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yeah, you are really tapped in. I can feel it here.
Yeah, and he's definitely around you. But thank you, Sarah. It was lovely to connect with you because I only have 90 seconds. But please share my Facebook page, Gemma Spirit Wow, to everyone, and that's my love. Share.
Okay, I'm light and love. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, so we have 60 seconds. Thank you for everyone for tuning in to A1R Psychic Radio. I enjoyed tonight's show and I look forward to connecting with you all next week. Please follow my Facebook page, Gemma Spirit World. Thank you.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Persian Medium I Am Power with Fia Johann. Live from PersianMedium.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Persian Medium I Am Power
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Talking About Success. I'm your host, Jack Canfield. You may know me as the #1 success coach in America, co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and also the Success Principles, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And this show is a lot about helping you get from where you are now to where you want to be. We're going to help you do that today. I have a fabulous guest today with me, Fia Johansson. She is an amazing being who is going to share, I think, some powerful information that will transform your life with us today. She is an entrepreneur's coach, a coach of entrepreneurs, and also a keynote speaker. And those terms don't even begin to talk about the depth of who you are. So we'll unpack that a little bit. But welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. So tell us a bit about that. You know, you're a coach, you're a speaker. Tell us about yourself, some background perhaps, and a little bit about your work. Just get started.
After I got Master of Psychology, I asked myself, now what? Okay, you got Master of Psychology, you're in your practice 8 hours a day, and you're just listening to people who came in and just crying, feel anxious, not happy, not feeling okay, and always connected to themselves about their past, not looking forward for the future. Then how you can change this? Well, nobody teaches us in high school and university what means conscious and subconscious. But I learned, and I felt, okay, you do have a Master of Psychology. You did a lot of businesses at the age of 22. So you know how to be or help all the entrepreneurs out there. And most of those amazing problems, they come from finance. Well, how can you help them to achieve faster? And instead, they're walking into your office and talk about, I can't do it, I'm not happy. They just focus on something that they can do it, and they will, and they are going to. And from there, I named myself Subconscious Mind Surgeon.
Subconscious Mind Surgeon.
How to hijack someone's subconscious mind, how to make him and her happier and healthier and wealthier about herself or himself, and how to make them to become successful. Just to know the secret between conscious and subconscious.
So let's unpack that for a minute, if you will. What is the secret to know between the conscious and
well, what's happening in our life, who we are today, is all because of our subconscious. Mm-hmm. So how we attract things to ourselves? Because of our conscious. So if we consciously connecting to positivities, replace negative thought to positive thought. So subconsciously, we are attracting positivities, monies, energies, and people. You was the one that taught me in so many years how we can use our subconscious mind, our brain, to get what we want. Mm-hmm. So you've been my mentor for so many years, Jack.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad to have been your mentor. I think in many ways you've gone beyond me and some of your understandings of this work and your ability to assist people with that, but thank you for the compliment.
Absolutely. I read all your books, and I was amazed by each of them.
Thank you.
And you taught me a lot, and I found the secret in between conscious and subconscious, which after so many years, I'm teaching all my students, followers, fans, over 2 million followers, fans worldwide, and I'm talking about you so highly, and I'm telling them, just ask and receive. And they asking me, what do you mean ask? I said, well, Jack said ask and receive, because he always says ask, never just refuse to ask. And then they said, like, what is in between asking and receiving? And what is in between asking and subconscious mind? I said, well, you are asking. That means consciously you put yourself through on fear or no problem in whatsoever you can think in your business or in your private life. And subconsciously, when you are asleep, your brain is starting to recognize, realize, and bring things to attention to universe. And the frequencies will bring everything back to your life.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It really is all about frequencies and vibration.
Absolutely. We are all based on energies, and you know that, Jack.
I do. When you're teaching your students, in addition to what you just said, are there other things you do to teach them to raise their vibration, raise their frequencies?
Exactly.
Can you share some of those?
Well, some people ask me, how can I do that? Well, like on the way here, I just put on the music. I'm so excited. So everybody was like, oh, I love this music, and I'm excited. I got excited. Like, yes, like you guys, I mean, they can easily do with some memories, something that they make them to feel happy. Let's say that we do have like a bad day or something had happened last week, we are not feeling happy. I was like, you know what? Change it, replace it. It's all thought. To me, there's no such a thing as a bad thought and good thought. It's all thought. We are the producer of those thoughts. If I'm going to have a drama in my life, so I produced a drama and became a drama queen. If I want action, I produce action. If I want calmness and happiness, I produce calmness and happiness and family movies. So just do it the way that you want. And it's all thought. And that's what people kind of think of, you're right. Yeah, replace it. Positive thought. Because this is all your thought. You can change it in a second and minutes. And that's what they do.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, you and I are involved in a book together.
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, we do. I'm so excited.
Good.
Exactly. I am so excited about that book. And I'm so happy to co-author together with you. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. And I still can't believe that I've been asked by you. And I'm just so grateful. So a lot of people ask me, what is it all about? What is all about success? And they ask me what means. Means that how you can easily, but very gradually and nicely succeed in what you want in your life. And it's all about strategy. What type of strategy of your life you have to choose or have in order to succeed. So Success Strategy book, for a lot of my students, followers and fans, is going to be the biggest book ever. They're going to change their life, and I know they will, and I know it's going to.
How do you define success for you?
To me, success means when you are happy, when you find your happiness. Success means you do things that you love. You feel things that you love. You connect with things that you love. And to me, success divine with love.
Beautiful.
Divine love.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, you're a producer of a film called The Game Masters, which I'm really eager to see. Talk about the movie.
Well, it's all about sex trafficking, human sex trafficking, human trafficking, and it's telling what's happening around us, around countries, Middle Eastern and all other places. And that way, I would say I was very blessed to get connect with a lot of powerful people, police, law enforcement, who they would love to help me to bring it to a lot of people's attention, what's going on around us, around the world. And that taught me a lot, and I'm very happy and blessed that I could. And is still continuing, is still get going. We are going to have another movie which coming, and it's going to be almost continuing the same way, but we are going to let other people know about more political stuff, things which is behind and all the stuff. I know that there's a lot of people maybe not really like that when we poke them in the eyes, but we're just trying to show people what's going on around and what means human trafficking, what means when a woman, beautiful, gorgeous ladies who came from other countries, without knowing what she's going, where she's going, how she's doing, and what happened to her, and what else is going to happen in the world. So there's a lot behind it.
What drew you into that project?
Well, as you know, I'm also medium, so basically this is my bonus. So I'm working with law enforcement, police officers, private investigators, and also intelligence services. So I saw a lot with my own eyes. I feel a lot with my own heart. And I felt I need to make a movie. I need to bring it to attention to other people as well. They need to know about it. And this is the truth, the real truth of everything that we have on a daily basis, but we have no idea if it even exists or not. So that made me to feel that take an action, making movies, and let everybody knows about it.
So most people out there would say, oh, I see something, I'm going to make a movie. I mean, most people would feel overwhelmed by even committing to doing such a big thing.
It's hard. It's not easy. Making a movie is not easy.
Yeah.
Being a producer is not easy because you have to connect with a lot of people. And in Hollywood, well, as I always says, there is impossible Hollywood and impossible Hollywood. So you have to get connected with impossible, what to me, because I just choose the name as Impossible Hollywood, everything has to say yes, and they're going to just go for it, and we are going to shake hands. But it was hard. It was not easy. And having the commitment to a lot of people, let them to commit with you, make their promises come around, and, you know, get things move on, it's just not easy. It wasn't easy. But I believe in one thing. If you want to do something, and if you do have enough belief on what you are doing and the message that you want to send to the world, then universe will help you no matter what. So that's what universe helped me. So I found most amazing actors and actress. I found amazing, basically, investors, and I found amazing A-list actress who basically wanted and would love to get in touch and get in tune with it. And I love the way that they wanted to, you know, kind of get engaged and shaking hands with me and just say, we are here for you. For whatever you are doing, we are here to support you.
Beautiful. Is the movie a drama or a documentary, or what's the...
It's drama.
Drama.
Yeah, action drama.
Very good. Well, good for you. That's impressive.
I have another things that coming up. Next movie. Maybe I should just make a movie of your life.
That's already been done.
Well, we can do another version.
Okay.
You just said that you birthed again about like 2 days ago.
I went through a very transformative experience just a week ago, and I feel very different. So maybe we'll make a movie about that.
Definitely.
I'm just wondering who you'll cast as me. That'll be interesting.
It's going to be, I'm so sure. I'm also working with a lot of charities, and I open my own charities because I believe through knowledge, people can understand themselves better. They can fool each other. They can hate each other. So basically, through knowledge, you can really find through yourself and build yourself out. So that's why I built my Cultivating Knowledge, charity or foundation, which is there's a lot of celebrities already been involved and helped me on that, and I'm very thankful and grateful for that as well. And also, I'm co-authoring book with Jiu-Jitsu master in United States. He was the one who basically brought Jiu-Jitsu to United States, or his family basically found the Jiu-Jitsu. And I have to take you there because you need to definitely train with Riga Machado. So he's trained all celebrities, A-list celebrities in Beverly Hills, and you name it, he's trained.
Wow, that's great.
And he's an awesome guy, like humble, like nice teddy bear, so kind in so many ways, and I know you're going to love him.
I look forward to that. That's exciting.
So yeah, would love to co-author with him and just like tell about his success stories, because it's amazed me. I mean, I cried when he started to tell about himself and telling what he did. I almost cried. I was like, wow, I couldn't even believe that you went through all those things, and then wow, this amazing success that you have, and all celebrities, one after each other, just like walking to his academy. It was like, wow, I'm amazed by you, man. What type of power you have? Tell me about your secret. And he always says, well, you know my secret, Fia? Subconscious mind, huh? He's funny.
That's beautiful, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. There are so many stories that need to be told. So many people walking the planet who have these inspirational lives, and the people need more of that. I think we need a few less transformer movies and a few more stories like that to really talk about true transformation.
Exactly.
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 It's coming.
Yeah, good for you.
It's coming.
So, is there if you had like one main message for everyone out there, like, what would you say to them? What do you want to impart to people? Well,
there's two messages out there, basically. One of my most important message to you guys who basically wants to open new businesses, became an entrepreneur, and not knowing what to do. So find a good investors, find a good productive group of people, and number 3, just get into the market and nail it. And my second message, you already have a company and you are already successful, but you're tired and you don't know where to go and what to do because you just feel bored and you want to make more money, but not more money coming. Well, my advice is hire the coach and mentor, me and Jack. We know how to do to make you to feel fun, happy, and connected to yourself again. Because there's a lot of successful people already. They make, you guys make money. They make money. They do not have any problem of making money. But happiness, they do have issues with happiness. How they can connect with themselves, with their own soul. And how can I just feel satisfied? I feel satisfied when it comes to my family, when it comes to money, when it comes to my, 7 Ferraris, Lamborghinis, whatever, but I'm not still satisfied with myself. Well, we can help you guys to feel satisfied with your soul, together with Jack.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Now, obviously, you have your book, you have your coaching programs, you do mediumship, all this stuff. If people want to get in touch with you to find out more, take advantage of what you have to offer, where do they go?
Well, I do have a very strong social media, Persian Medium. So it's very strong. It's over 1,300,000 of followers, which I'm very grateful and happy for that. I have my Facebook, which is about 500,000 followers, which is I'm grateful and thankful for that. I have PersianMedium.com, which if you guys go to PersianMedium.com, they can get all the news worldwide. And some people, they want to just like have some conversation with me kind of on the phone in a confidential way. They don't want to mention about their name. A lot of celebrities basically are communicating with me through that platform because they don't want to bring about their names or whatever it is. So it's Avid Advice, ABID advice.com. It's actually the secure and safe platform for all of you to just connect with me and ask me any questions from A to Z, and I'm here to help you out.
Beautiful. So now I understand you're working on another book too. Can you share with us what that is?
This is actually the book that I do with my husband. So me as a woman, he is a man. We are thinking how we are almost connecting with each other, like he's a pizza type of slice when it comes to his mind, his strategies, the feelings, or his life when it comes to the wife, to the kids, and everything. And I'm actually the sweet cake layers, which basically woman has life as a sweet cake, layers by layers by layers, but man has like a pizza sliders. Like, you know what, this is a slide of my life, which is my career. The another slide is actually, my wife, my kids, and my friends, and other stuff. So, but through that book, we are going to share why a lot of men and women, after 5 years, after 6 years, they feel bored and they can't handle each other anymore, and there is no sweet love anymore in between them. And why men and women, after 6 and maybe 10 years, not understanding each other's or each other's language, and the sex life is not actually working. What's going on? The same chemistry was about 10 years ago is not even working anymore. So how you can hit this up with knowing how this pizza slide and the sweet cake layers work together.
That's beautiful. No, it's so good because the statistic is that 50% of all marriages end in divorce. So there's something in there about gluten-free. We won't go there, but we'll get...
I love that. Actually, that's fantastic. I love it.
But I think it's going to be such a contribution to so many people. So I'm really happy you're doing that.
Oh, thank you.
What's your husband's name? Let's give him a...
Rick.
Rick.
Yeah,
right,
Mr. Rick. So Rick is an amazing entrepreneur, fantastic dad, and amazing husband. And I mean it. I'm a busy woman, 24 hours and 7 days working with a million projects, but he is also doing the same things, but he's always there for our kids. We have 3 boys, 1 and 2.5, 5.5, and 7.5, as I remember. So, and they love him so much. And I'm so happy and lucky to have him as a husband because without him, I wouldn't really become a successful person today. Because when you have everything cozy and happy at home, kids is happy and they're connected to themselves, then make you to feel powerful to continue, encourage you to trying to bring, money, love, passion, whatever they want in their life. But if he wasn't there I wouldn't even do any of those because my mind couldn't even actually settle in one thing, focus on one thing, and I couldn't be a multitasker.
Beautiful. Well, good for him and good for you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to the book.
Hey, me too. Let's see if women gonna hate him or love him, or if men gonna love me or hate me. I don't know. Like, let's say we figure it out later on.
I'm sure we will. Great.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Why you choose me to co-author with me?
I think you're an amazing being. You're one of the most fascinating people I've ever met. And I think you have deep, deep wisdom to impart with the world. And I want that wisdom out there. So anything I can do to support that and getting your message out, your energy out, having people realize you're a resource that's valuable, I would do that in a minute.
And by the way, I am also invited for 2 shows, like a reality shows, which is on their production already. Hopefully coming next year, and I would love to have you in one of my shows.
I would love to.
I can't wait.
My pleasure.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. That's exciting.
It's super exciting.
Well, I just see you at the top of a cliff, just diving off into the space and doing like amazing things.
Yeah, exactly. Well, always my husband says when someone says no to you, you get more challenge. I says like, of course. Then never say no to me. So I was like, that's exactly what I say no to you because I know exactly how to challenge you. So no to me is all challenge, and challenge to me is happiness, love, and prosperity. And I think challenge means that change your directions, feel happy again, and find your niche. Just like, I mean, each of us has some talent, but not every each of us knows exactly how to use this talent. And just tap into the abilities that you have that I always tell you guys. And I read all your books, and that's exactly what you says all the time. Find the real purpose of your life, and when you find the real purpose, then you know how to live. And that's exactly what I did. I found my purpose. My purpose is all about helping others, as you do.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Yeah. My purpose has always been inspiring and empowering people to live their highest vision.
Exactly. The highest power, the divine energies, the divine love. And everything actually is possible with divine love. Everything. Everything.
I think we'll end with that. That's a good statement. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right, so you heard it here, and it's all available to you, and you deserve it. And so there are many places to go to receive that, but this woman here is one of the great supporters of your evolution. And so it's like, you know, think about this as we end this show, that so many times opportunities come in front of you to actually give you the very thing you're looking for. And sometimes we pass it up. So don't do that this time. Take advantage of what she has to offer you. So thanks for joining us. Remember, everything's possible with divine love. You are divine love. And we're all here together to serve each other. And so I hope tonight or today, whenever you're watching this, that you've been served by us. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week on Talking About Success.
Naturally to me, I never decide for any of those messages. The only responsibility that I have is that I have to deliver the message.
What was your reading like for meeting? Oh my God, I love her. So I actually had a moment with her when she was walking in. She came by our table for water, and it was just like, oh, that's how I felt. Are you gonna like come back for more? Oh yeah.
You're not even leaving.
It was all kind of things I kind of knew. I felt intuitively guided. It's nice to feel her tap into those deeper places and I guess reveal hidden places that I sense and feel, but have her kind of present them.
I'm going to meet a man who's going to come right to me. It's been quite a while, and if that happens, I'm going to be in huge debt to her.
This was a great reading today because it lifts my spirits. Spirits have been depressed for a while because of adverse happenings going on. I'm very pleased about that.
I went to her workshop yesterday, and it was awesome. Yes, and I got her book, so I'm excited about that.
Well, this is the only reading I've done, and it's the only reading I would do, and it's because I just know that.
She told me things that I already knew, and then she also told me things that I was surprised at. Like, she could read me, like things I was in denial of. She was actually reading what I was in denial of, so it was wonderful. It was happening.
I didn't say a word. She knew exactly how I felt. You know, she's absolutely right. So it's kind of like you have the answers inside somewhere, and she kind of validated what I was thinking.
If you are a person that's trying to, meet your sense or see your sensualities in your emotions, your vision, imagination, your subconscious mind, get close to that power, then you can see, feel, and connect to the spirit. Welcome to Avid Awakening, a beautiful, gorgeous wellness center who will adjust you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Also, it will help you to manifest your finance, anything and everything you desire for. This place is a very beautiful place which is located in Corona Del Mar. So please book your appointment today.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. And now Australia's Psychic Cowgirl with Tanya Reid. Live from AustraliaPsychicCowgirl.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Australia's Psychic Cowgirl on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
G'day, Tanya Reid, Australia's Psychic Cowgirl, coming at you from Sunday Creek. It is so windy out there today that being outside and doing a show is not going to be an option. So hi everybody, so great to connect, and another week has gone by. Here in Australia, we've got Mother's Day coming up this Sunday, so for all the mums out there, sending much love for a lovely Mother's Day in lockdown. We're still pretty much in lockdown here, so we'll be making the most of it and celebrating all the mums around. And for many of us, that might be that your mum isn't here in presence, but here in spirit. I know for me, that's my mum, and there's a lot in our family where the mums have passed over. So we'll be lighting a candle and, paying respects for their memories and, doing fun things. We've decided this year with the being in lockdown, we'll, celebrate some of those memories and maybe focus on bringing through some fun times that we've shared with our mums that we can sit around as a family unit and, get inspired by. So, yeah, I hope that helps you too with some inspiration in getting inspired with, celebrating the memory, because it is a really powerful thing to bring through the memory of your loved one, and they love it. And, I know when I connect the spirit for people, that they do really love the fact that we honour their memory, and they really appreciate it. So it's something that's a lot of fun to do. So moving on, I've got my first caller, Rachel. Rachel, how are you going? And I've just
I'm good,
lost
thank
my
you. How are you?
You're from Massachusetts, USA. How are you going?
I'm good, thank you. I live in Boston.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Now, did you want me to focus on something for your reading today? There was something
my life is all over the map, so whatever comes in and whatever you feel would be much appreciated.
Beautiful. Okay. Initially, before we stepped in, I've been utilising these surrender cards, which they're so amazing, from Judith Orloff, MD. So they're really about, surrendering and just dropping the card here. Yeah, utilising this time of being pulled back, because we're all in that state of we have to surrender to the bigger picture and just making the most of our our lockdown. For some of us, we're still able to work, and for others, we've been really held back to stop. But for you, I picked out the surrender to the wisdom of your body. So that message is about listening to your body's messages. And if you're feeling physically drained and uncomfortable, just being aware of that. And again, vice versa, if you're feeling energized, to also be aware of that. But often when we're held back, and I've had this come up a lot for people, they've had physical symptoms, have been a little bit stronger as far as health-wise goes. So, that message to me is just listening to where your body's at, and if there's anything that's amplified at the moment, just to look up the meaning behind it, because quite often our physical relates to our emotional, and, it's all interconnected, and they're all signs for us. So that was a really strong one that I wanted to connect for with you. You're really divinely guided by spirit, and there's a lot of you're quite psychic yourself, and there's a lot of empathic, because I feel like for you, you feel so much. So I'm feeling a lot, which makes sense with the body connection. So do you relate to that?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. And so I want to say you're here for a reason, and there's almost like this time of connecting back within, or connecting to ourselves, is about you stepping up even more than what you have been prior to this, and really being the best version of you in what you're doing. And this is going to career. It's like, I want to say to you, there's something around not worrying about things, because it's all going to work out. So I don't know whether you've had some hiccups around what you're doing at the moment, or question marks around what you're doing, but it's like, don't worry about it, because it's like the universe has got it sorted, I have to say to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like, and I feel with that, there's something around the end of a difficult situation. So I feel prior to, where we are at the moment, and going back to, say, the beginning of this year towards the end of last year, it's like there's been a signing off of something that was a really tricky situation for you, or I was kind of, what Spirit's showing me is I was kind of hanging in limbo, but I'm now able to see things clearly. And I do feel like there's a bit of hindsight around that, if you look at it and go that things happen for a reason, as hard as that can be. And I do feel like there was an exit for you last year of somebody. Can I ask you about that?
Yes. The exit you're talking about? The person?
Yep.
It was my job. That I take care of I do home health care. I took care of a patient and his wife for 7 years, and there was a lot of issues with the daughter and the family with the money issues and stuff like that. And it got switched around with me. She took money out of his account. He wanted to the father wanted to switch the account, but it was a lot of responsibility for me trying to balance everything. So you're so correct on that.
Yeah, beautiful. So, but it's like that the end is like now it's smoother sailing, I want to say, for you. And I have to say also what Spirit has shown me is I'm a bit excited. There's like a lady coming through for you and she's guiding you, and it's almost like there's going to be a full 360 for you around things. Just it's almost like I'm coming full circle is what she's showing me. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. You've done the hard yards, and I'm reaping the rewards of that. So I do want to say that all that's happened is setting you up to then propel you in the direction that you need to be. And life is easier at the moment, and your big picture is looking at life being a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. So may I ask you a question?
Of course, absolutely.
So with all this happening, I can get a job. I got a job. I was working with that family for 7 years, but I ended up getting a job quickly. But then I ended up homeless, and I had financial stress and everything. Is that going to look brighter for me? Am I going to move out of, you see, like the lady telling you if I'm going to move out of state, if I'm going to stay in the state?
Absolutely.
I'm just confused.
For you, it's brand new. It's like, yeah. There's something around opportunity stepping up for you, and it's almost like there's been a test of faith. But the way that Spirit's coming through, and she's got this connection, and I feel like I'm not going to Mum, but she wants to put her hand up as being a mother role to you, and it's like she's coming through to say to you, it's all going to be okay, and moving forward, you're setting yourself up. So it's like the loss and the fact, obviously where you are at the moment, that's a really, really tricky situation. But she wasn't showing me any of that. So it's like I'm stepping through that quite readily. I do want to say to you to take the opportunity, and yes, I feel like you're moving out of the state is what she's showing me.
Yeah, she sees me moving out of state. Because I'm thinking
there's an opportunity around. Have you applied for something out of your state, or because I see it's going to be the work opportunity that you'll go, yep, I'm heading there. I want to say I'm going towards, and my geography in America is so bad, but I'm heading towards the coast. So there's something around I'm heading closer to water is what I'm shown for you, and this job opportunity is what will be the decider.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay. And may I ask you another question?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Ask as many as you like.
Okay, so I have San Miguel that protects me, Saint Michael, and I have La Madama, and they're always around me. They're always guiding, they're always guiding me. They're always protecting me. And I have another one. He's San Parejo or something like that. He's always following me too, and they're always there. But there's I have a lot of good spirits around me, but there's a lot of them around me that I don't know how to. Sometimes I have to put a clear glass to tell them to that, because there's too many around me guiding me, and I'm getting twisted. So I was wondering, with that chaos, I can't there's no stability. I get confused and conflicted. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. The spiritual aspect is part of who you are. So it's like they're coming in strong to you to say, come on, we're part of your journey, part of your life. And they do intermingle with the other belief systems, and it's almost like they're part of it. And definitely I agree with you. Sometimes when they step too close, it's like ask them to step back. They don't mind that at all. But I do feel for you, they're coming in to go, come on, we're ready for the next journey. And that's where I get that bit of excitement in there's some really cool stuff for you, and you're doing something different. There's something around this job opportunity that is different to what you've ever done before. But it's also, there's a spiritual aspect, and there's that belief, and obviously you've got that faith within you, which is so powerful, and you will be stepping more into that. So it's like they're showing you that.
So, like, what happened to me, Madama, I had a boyfriend, and he was not really good for me, and I just was just like, whatever. And she kept on telling me to stay away from him, and she ended up in me. She was in me for a week, and she smoked cigars, I guess. I had to go to the emergency room. I was at a cookout, and they thought I was, like, on drugs or something because my whole mouth was burnt inside, and my eyes were smoky. I took a picture to see how my makeup looked, and I could see, and I realized what I had read about it and stuff, and I guess she was there with me. They're really strong, the spirits. I'm African. My dad's from West Africa, Gambia, and my mom's American. And I just know that they're just very heavy around me all consistently. And how I know...
And look, it's almost... And you get the lesson, and it's like that moving forward is I'm not attracting that anymore. But there is that renewed sense around you that I'm bringing in the right people, and I do see you well supported, and I do see somebody stepping up who's different to what you've had before, but it's like you're sorting yourself out and where you are first of all, and then he will step in. So I'm running out of time. I'm nearly getting the wrap up here. You're welcome to message me on Australia Psychic Cowgirl on Facebook through my page, and I can answer any more aspects for you. So, I hate to have to cut short, but for you, you're very special. So it's like I want you to honour that and start to really believe in yourself and where you're going, because you're here to do some great stuff, and you will. Know that.
Thank you. I appreciate you. So can they text me? Can they basically give me your link that I can talk to you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can message me because I'm here in Australia, and yeah, definitely. I'm doing readings tonight for Americans. So yeah. Thank you so much. See you guys same time, same place next week. Woohoo!
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network. Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is your old buddy, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, Reverend Elliot, coming to you live from the city of New York, where we get together every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. I did it again. I did that last week, too. I said mountain. It's like I've run out of tea. You know, I've been drinking a lot of tea lately, and I've run out of tea. 9 Mountain. These letters, you know, we only have, 26 of them? Maybe 58. I don't know. I've always felt that there were some letters they were hiding. I don't trust them. So I have to go leave one out of a word. 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. And we are going to look through the magical window of the tarot, where we can find out what's coming up in our lives. We can find out what is going on in our lives that we don't know about. Things that people don't want you to know about, we can find out. If there's somebody who is at the office, for instance, if you're still working in an office as opposed to home, you know, if somebody's making things bad for you, hey, you know, we can look to see what's going on. There's all kinds of things. Court cases show up in the tarot. People call, ask me about things like love and romance, and then I see that there's a court case going on, and I ask them, and there is. That's what tarot does. It gets right to the heart of the matter. And how does it do that? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Don't even believe anyone who says they know. But I have a few theories, and I list them all in my book, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, which you can get for yourself if you want to learn how to do this. I think it's a swell way to help people, and it's fun to do at parties. You know, people love it. You just do little readings. I mean, I do fast readings here, but you could do 2 or 3 minute readings, a minute reading at a party. People just love it. They eat it up, and that you can do it free if you want to get practice. That's the best way to get practice in anything, is offer to do it free. But after a while, when you're good at it, then you can just start charging a nice, rational, normal fee to do it at a party. I've done this at art gallery openings. I've done it in restaurants. I've done it in bars. They've hired me to do it. And it's always a good thing. You know what the best time of that, the most fun, is when a bar wants to have a Mardi Gras celebration, and they do it on Mardi Gras, and you just sit there and read cards for the customers. They just love that stuff. It's just fun. So what we're going to do tonight is take another glimpse through the magical window of the tarot. And if you enjoy what you hear and you see the possibilities in this being able to help you, all you've got to do to get a longer reading is contact me at asktarot@earthlink.net. That's ASKTAROT @earthlink.net. It's my nice old-fashioned email, Earthlink. And we have all the time in the world together. You know, when we get on the phone, it's you and me and nobody else. I don't put you on hold for anyone else. I don't leave you waiting. It's just you and me. And we can do it by Skype if you want, if you don't want to do it by phone. I do these things all over the world for people. And the readings, you know, an email reading is just $10. But it'll look deeply at an issue in your life, and you get a 2-page report from me. Now, if you want to do a full reading with me, great. I can do it for 15 minutes, a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, even longer, whatever you want. And you can find the rates at magic-works.com, magic-works.com. Just scroll on down and you'll see the rates, because I believe in listing the rates ahead of time so that you know what you're getting into. And we don't charge any more than that. Once you and I agree on something, that's the price. Even if it takes a little longer, so what? We throw that in as extra. Because, you know, this is unpredictable. As you'll hear in the show tonight, sometimes a reading goes longer than we thought. So what we do is we just keep going. Anyway, that's just letting you know that I'm available And this is a very good time. A lot of people are nervous. A lot of people are anxious now. There is, as I've mentioned before, there's a lot of highly paid media people whose job is to scare us. And we've been through bad times before. There's no reason to make this into a panic. And getting people scared is how some people make an awful lot of money. And you know something? Sometimes people do that with tarot, too. And that's why I say to people, when they ask me, how should I pick a tarot reader? Anytime you go to a reader, just apply the same thing that you would with any other professional. If you feel worse after dealing with that person than you did before, then you don't go back to that person. They're pulling a scam on you. So, you know, if you get a reading from somebody who says, oh, look at that. I see that you're cursed. Got to go now, you know, and then they call you back and say, oh, by the way, I was thinking, now that you're cursed, I could get rid of that for you. Now, you see, that is a racket. The ethical tarot reader doesn't exploit people. You know, people who call it a tarot reader trust the person, and it's up to us to honor and respect that trust. And that's why, as a member of the American Tarot Association, I'm not just a long-time member, but I'm on the board of directors. I'm the vice president of communications. And can't you tell? I'm a professional communicator. But if you want to go to my website at magic-works.com. And when you scroll down and you look for the rates for a personal tarot reading between you and me, you'll also find a link to the American Tarot Association Code of Ethics. You see? And you look at that and you'll see that is how an honest tarot reader behaves. And if we find out that a member of the ATA is violating those rules, that's it. They're out. No second chance either, because it's trust. It's a matter of trust. And you know, you're calling a stranger, for goodness sakes, and you're opening up and you're telling what's going on in your life. Now, you cannot take advantage of that in good conscience. I'll give you a perfect example. I have had calls from people in these past 2 weeks who want to pay me for a reading to see if they're going to die in the near future. Now, as I said, there's fear out there. Now, what kind of a human being would I be if I took money to exploit that? I mean, then I would be as bad as the newspaper publishers who scream, could this be the end of the world? Could 5 billion people die? You know, there's an old law. And by the way, I'm a journalist myself. I mean, I have a lot of journalism history. And I'll tell you something, that there is a law called Betteridge's Law of Headlines. I want you to keep this in mind. You can look it up. They have a marvelous website. Betteridge's Law of Headlines says any headline that ends with a question mark can be answered by the word no. That is going to ease you a lot. And as I said last week, I believe it was, any headline that has the word could in it or may or reportedly is garbage. It's just a way to critically look at this, because like I said, there are a lot of people out there who want us scared so that we would tune in and raise their click rate, raise their viewing audience if it's cable. And that means big money to those people. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing to be concerned about. Of course there's something to be concerned about now. But to exploit that and scare people and hurt them, that's unconscionable. And I, as an ethical tarot reader, will never, ever, ever, ever do that. And I'm telling you now, if you call me for a reading and we decide to, say, do a 20-minute reading, and at the end of 20 minutes, I see something pretty bad coming your way, I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to keep looking at I'm not going to say, hey, look at that. Your life's falling apart. Bye-bye now. No, that's why I never book calls, tarot readings back to back. You know, back to back would mean I'm stuck. I'm locked in. I don't do it. I could probably make a bit more money that way, you know, an assembly line way of doing it. But no, I've got to prepare for the chance that the cards may be telling you something you don't want to hear, and we can work through it. Now, I don't really believe that there's such thing as a bad reading, not like in those movies where everybody gets a tarot reading, ends up being killed by like a polar bear in the middle of August in Waikiki. You know, I don't believe that, but it can show you things you don't want to see. Now, that rarely happens because the people who call a tarot reader for advice are very positive people, and they're taking steps, they're taking action to work out whatever the situation in their life is. So that indicates a very positive outcome just by doing that, by taking action. So don't fall for those movies that try to scare you about tarot. That's just cheap horror sensationalism. It's, you know, Hey, what can I tell you? You'll know. This is fun to do. I wouldn't have been doing this for 30 years if I didn't enjoy doing it and meeting people and helping people clarify them. And as an adjunct to that, I do magical ritual work so that if something comes your way in your cards that you're not too thrilled about, I can show you how to do some ritual work to get around that. Enough about that. You're going to hear what I do. No point in me telling you what I do. Why don't I just do it? So I've got the incense burning, I've got the candles burning, and I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now to declare that from here on in, we're in sacred space. Now I'm going to pull back the curtain on the magical window for Connie in Litchfield, Minnesota. Hi, Connie, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi.
Hi, Connie, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing better. I'm getting over all the crud.
Well, maybe we can make that even better. How's that? What would you like to look at?
What I want to know is the guy that I'm currently dating or seeing, is he the one that I'm supposed to be with? Because I don't know if it feels right or not.
Oh, well, you mean the violins aren't playing? And the soundtrack in the background and all that. I think Hollywood has ruined romance for people, you know. I mean, I don't know. It's Hollywood has given people such weird expectations about romance. I was involved with a woman once for a couple of years, and she was really happy and said to me, you know something? I'm so happy with you, I'm going to leave you. What? She said, because if I'm this happy with you,